In the heart of a quaint, forgotten town, nestled under the shadow of an ancient hill, stood the Westbrook House. It was a relic of another era, an imposing structure whose sagging roof and weathered walls whispered tales of antiquity and mystery. The townsfolk often spoke of the Westbrook House in hushed tones, exchanging rumors of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena. Our story begins on a particularly stormy night, as young Ethan, a local antique enthusiast, ventured into the Westbrook House. Guided by nothing but his flashlight and an insatiable curiosity, Ethan navigated through the creaking corridors and dusty rooms. His heart raced with every gust of wind that rattled the window panes, each thud of thunder echoing his own pulse. It was in the attic, a place where time seemed to stand still amidst the clutter of bygone days, that Ethan found a vintage vinyl record player, its glossy black surface barely visible under a layer of dust. Beside it lay a single record, its label worn away by time. Compelled by an inexplicable urge, Ethan set the record on the player and wound it up. The needle dropped with a soft click, and the room was immediately filled with a melody so haunting, so captivating, that Ethan stood transfixed. The tune wove through the air like a living entity, curling around him in an embrace both chilling and seductive. As the last note lingered in the air, a strange lethargy overcame Ethan. His eyes grew heavy, and the world around him faded to black. He collapsed onto the attic floor, the record player spinning its silent song to an audience of shadows. Ethan awoke to darkness, a darkness so profound it seemed to swallow him whole. He tried to move, to speak, but his body refused to obey. Panic set in as he realized he was trapped within the confines of his own mind, a prisoner to the cursed tune that still echoed in his thoughts. Days turned to weeks, and weeks to months. Ethan's physical body lay comatose in a hospital bed, his family and friends standing vigil, hoping for a miracle that would never come. Inside his mind, Ethan wandered through an endless expanse of shadows, the cursed melody his only companion. In this realm of darkness, Ethan encountered others like him, souls ensnared by the tune of the cursed record. They were but whispers in the dark, sharing their tales of woe and regret. Some had been trapped for decades, their bodies withering away in the real world as they roamed the shadowy landscape. Ethan refused to accept this fate. He searched tirelessly for a way to break the curse, delving into the deepest recesses of the shadow world. It was there, in a forgotten corner of darkness, that he found her, the composer of the cursed tune, a spectral figure whose sorrowful eyes held the weight of centuries. She revealed the truth to Ethan: the record was her final composition, a melody born of heartbreak and despair. It was never meant to be played, for in it she had poured all her pain and longing, creating a curse that ensnared anyone who heard it. Determined to end the curse, Ethan and the composer forged a plan. Together, they reworked the melody, weaving in notes of hope and redemption. As the new tune filled the shadow world, the darkness began to recede, replaced by a growing light. One by one, the trapped souls were freed, their minds returning to their bodies in the real world. And when the last note of the redeemed melody faded, Ethan found himself awakening in his hospital bed, the faces of his loved ones blurry but unmistakable. The Westbrook House still stands, silent and brooding. The vinyl record and its player are nowhere to be found, perhaps hidden away by some benevolent force. But the townsfolk know better than to venture into the attic, for some melodies are better left unplayed, their notes echoing only in the whispers of the wind.